these have cured. Let's get them out, hey? And I'll show you what we're going to do. Whoop. Okay, there is our little froggy dude. And here is our spares. Now, ideally, it's best to wait until these have properly cured. But because I want to show you this awesome thing, do it right now. Okay. So, what is it, you ask? Well, generally we colour our eco with our colorant. You put it in with your mixture and then you pour it. But if you've got something white, after you've cast it, what do you want to do to colour it? Well, generally we either paint it with acrylic paint, paint pens, that sort of thing. But did you know you could colour it with your sealer? So that's what we're going to do tonight. So I'm going to show you that. So this is awesome. First, I'm just going to clean up these little lumps which come from my mould because we don't want them on there. Just give me one sec. So we're going to put some cyan. And a little bit of Scotland. And I think I might add a little bit of my white luster. This one's a metallic. Keep and paste because I just want a bit of extra sparkle. I wish to clean off my spoon a bit better than that. Okay, again we'll just go in with a little bit of a varnish. Get that really mixed up good. Any lumps and bumps out, all nicely combined. So just have fun with it, yeah. You can put whatever colour you want to use. And you can have it as sparkly or as non-sparkly as you want. Okay, I think that's nicely incorporated. So I sort of want to make up enough for 2 coats. It does go a fairly long way. So make sure this is all nicely mixed up. We should move these out of the road. So pretty. Yep, I think that's good. Okay, we use paintbrush again. Just wipe off the excess. So I don't want to keep going over the same area because you can actually start taking off your colour. But you want to sort of make it as even as possible. And you sort of want to do your brush strokes all one way. Just sort of want to get into all those little fine details. Should have probably painted the inside last. Possibly would have made it easier. And it doesn't take too long to dry in between coats. You can also just use your heat gun to dry each coat. Oops. I think that's pretty good. And wash my brush off. Okay, I'm going to do the same with these. I'm going to make up some colour. So I'll pop you on a little fast forward, and I'll come back when we're ready to paint these. Okay, so here I made up my coral red by Let's Resin. I didn't put anything else into it. And I'm just going to we'll just sponge it on all over. So make sure you get the sides. We're going to do another coat, so we don't have to be precise at this stage. And by using this sponge, I'm not going to have stripy marks that a paintbrush can cause. So we'll do the same with our other one. We do our sides again. Okay, I'm just going to leave my little sponge in that one. And for our next one, this is the Pearl Gold by Let's Resin as well. Grab another sponge. So we're just going to hit the middle, I think, with our gold. So you can do this any way you want. So I'm just going to hit my sides. Make sure they're all done first. So you saw me putting my decals on. Now with these ones, they're UV DTFs, and I've left the tops on because if I try and pull it off, I'm going to pull off my coloured varnish, which we don't want to do. So they've got a little bit wrinkly, but I'm not too worried about that. We're going to give them a top coat of UV. And here are the other ones. These are just normal stickers or decals. And I've got a little froggy charm that I want to stick on here. And what do you think? Isn't she just super sweet? So I painted on the eyes. They're a bit dicky. I prefer the glass cabbage on eyes, but it's what it is. I think she turned out super sweet. I just absolutely love the colours. What do you guys reckon? Do you think she's sweet? You like the colours? I'll show you these ones. So this was done with a little bit more mica in my varnish, and my varnish was a matte. This one is a gloss. So hopefully you can see the difference on the pumpkin. So it depends which look you're going for. This one's still very shiny, which I absolutely love, but it is a matte, whereas this one's got the gloss finish. And then we've got Little Miss Pink and Purple. So this one was actually a pink and purple marbled frog, whereas this one was a white and it had some terrazzo chips around the top. Not that you can really see them now. I think she's super sweet, all in pink. So they sit on my desk there with all my bits and pieces in. So our little froggy dude is finished. Now we're going to pop some UV resin and give these a top coat. But before we do that, look what RESINERS sent me. What's in the box? What's out of the box? So we've got the new dual-sided UV resin light. So can't wait to use this. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing. This is going to be really quick, but look what you get. How awesome are these? You get some eye protection. How awesome. I don't think I've seen anyone else include them. So that's awesome. You get your USB cable. You get a little screwdriver in case you don't have one to tighten these. And you get your warranty card. And you get your little instruction manual. And you also get your little tray. Now, you've got to take all your plastic bits off. So there is 4 on the bottom. So you just pop them off. There's 4 here. Take them off, which I already have. I think I left one on, maybe, to show you guys, but I could have taken it off, I can't remember. And then we're also going to take off this protective covering. And the good thing about this lamp is, oh, that sticks to that, how awesome. Good thing about this one is I've charged it, so no cord. How good's that? And you can basically maneuver it however way you want it. And it's recommended that whatever you're curing, so we've popped that our UV there, it's said 5 centimeters, I'm pretty sure. So just quickly get your manual, you get your safety precautions, very important. You've got your overview. It's a type C USB cable. I've already charged this. Yep, taken off the protective film, so that's just the product installation. Then you've got your product usage. Yeah, distance of less than 5 centimeters between the light and the UV resin surface that you're curing. And then you've got your key operations and your specs. So super easy. I quickly went through that off screen, and basically you've got your on off button, just hold that down, and it goes straight to 2 minutes. You can change it to 5, you can change it to 8, and then press it again, goes back to 2 minutes. And the top one is just your battery light. Turn it off, you just hold your power button for a couple of seconds. How easy is that? If you don't want to use both dual sides, you could always, I guess, flip it over like that. Reach whatever you got to reach. I just can't wait because I usually have my other dual-sided, which is just the cheap you got from Amazon. It's a pain in the butt. It's got cords coming out of it everywhere. So this, I can't wait to give this a go. So while I've got that sitting there, we may as well go for it. The other thing RESINERS sent me was another bottle of their gorgeous UV resin, which is the hard type, which I absolutely love. And if you're interested in any of the RESINERS products, whether it be the light, the resin, I've got a link in my description box, and I've got I think it's a 20% discount. Don't quote me. If that's wrong, I'll pop it up on the screen. I can never remember. Got discount codes for everything. So basically, the first thing we're going to do, I've popped on my Airless Pro. Always have that baby running. It's awesome. We've got to remember our PPE, so I'm getting some gloves on. But you guys are screaming at me, where are your gloves? I was just tricking to see if you're on the ball. We've got our awesome new shades, which I shall pop on, but not just yet. So basically, I'm just going to go around. I'll do one with you, and then I'll do the rest either off screen or in a fast forward. So I'm just going to get that all to the sides. And make sure we've got full coverage everywhere. And if any starts pulling back, I'll know to just add a little bit more. I'm not going to cure it straight away. Once I'm happy with the quantity of UV resin I've got on my coaster, I am going to let it sit. I always find it just helps with the bubbles. They tend to pop. And because it's UV resin, you can take your time. So there's no rush. So we'll get it right. We'll use our long necked lighter also to pop some bubbles. If you're not too sure about UV resin, and depending what UV resin you're using, always check the manufacturer's recommendations. If you're needing to know how to alleviate bubbles, that sort of thing, whether you need to heat it up, use your heat gun, use your torch. Most UV resins are generally the same, I find, except you get a different result depending on what resin you're using. I find I like this one. It's a low odor. You can still smell it, but it is a low odor compared to some other brands. They can be quite strong and I can't stand the smell of it, but I find this one's not too bad. And bubble wise, it's quite awesome, I think. But yeah, just always just rest. Let my project rest for 5 to 10 minutes. Doesn't matter because it's UV, so it's not going to cure anyway. as long as it's away from, you know, sunlight. So if it's, you know, in front of a window, it will start to cure. But I'm in my studio, it's night time. I've only got my ring light on. That's that annoying one that gives off the glare that I can't seem to get right in the studio. Now, because this is the hard type, I've sort of flicked that to my sides and it should stay there. But this side here just wants to pull away. So I'm going to just add a drop or two on this side. And I like to keep my bottle, this one's full, but I like to keep it laying down when I'm using it. You can always turn them upside down into a cup. Just depends what you put it in. I sometimes find that makes them fall over, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, if you lay it down, it generally, all the resin goes up to that end, and that sort of also helps reduce the amount of bubbles that you may get. And don't squeeze your bottle. Just let it drip onto your project. Okay, that's looking okay, even though my decal's gone a bit wrinkly. I think it's because I've got the top layer still on, but that sort of didn't worry me because it's like the ocean, seashell, beachy theme. But now that I've got the top coating, you can't even notice it, so that's awesome. I was hoping that would happen. I just want to make sure all my sides are coated. And I'm going to let this sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to cure it for 5 minutes. Okay, I'll pop you on a little time lapse because I'm going to wait for these bubbles to go. nearly done. So hopefully you were able to see me do my top coats. I've still got to fix this one. I've still got a little bit of a wrinkle. But that was my fault because I put my resin down and then went and had my dinner. So it started to actually cure on me. So I'll fix that one. But a little pendant is so cute. What do you think? Absolutely adorable. She's just gorgeous. Loving these. Let me know in the comments which one your favourite is. Really love the texture on these ones that we got. Absolutely loving our little frog. Let me know what you think of this technique. I think it's absolutely awesome. It is an actual game changer. Have a go. Let me know what colours you choose or what you make. And I'd love to see them. Special thanks to RESINERS for sending me this lamp. What do I think of it? I think it's awesome. I love that it doesn't have to be plugged into a cord. Totally forgot to show you that you don't have to have both your lights on. You can change it. So you can have just the bottom one, the top and the bottom, just the top. Silly Lisa was rushing. So it's really, really handy little gadget. Super simple to use. The glasses, bonus for eye protection. Love it. Love this resin. So thank you, RESINERS. Huge big thank you to my members and subscribers. As always, love you guys. If you would like to become a channel member, there's a link in my description box. If you haven't subscribed, not sure why, please subscribe because it really helps my channel and I'd appreciate it so much. If you'd like to buy me a coffee or support my channel, go and jump in my description box and check out the links. There's plenty of options there, and anything that you do purchase goes straight back into my channel so I can bring you heaps of awesome content. So hopefully you liked this one. I think it's awesome. Give it a go and hopefully you get some inspiration from this video. And don't forget to give me a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that joyous stuff. Thanks heaps everyone for watching. Stay tuned for the photos. Hopefully see you soon for the next one. Bye for now. Tip of the day. After you've cured your piece with UV resin, let it cool down before you get it out or touch it. Otherwise you'll leave fingerprints. And we don't want fingerprints in our gorgeous whatever we're making. Another tip of the day, to alleviate bubbles, chop your resin. You can chop your UV just with a dotting tool or a silicone tool. Just chop away into the resin and that will help alleviate bubbles. You can also do that with epoxy resin. Don't forget, because it's Froggy Friday, go and check out the playlist in my description box and see what everybody else has been up to this month for Froggy Friday. Go on.